Most people don't realize that some of the habits you think are helping you are actually making your life harder. Today, I'm going to share some of the small habits that actually changed my life. Let's hop right into it. The first small habit that I changed is I actually plan my day the night before. That way, it eliminates feeling overwhelmed in the morning about everything that you need to accomplish for the day. That way, you are not wasting mental energy when you first wake up in the morning trying to figure out how your day is going to go. You're going to already know. So the night before, I look at my calendar, I plan out my schedule, I think about what I need to accomplish for the day. It has made such a difference, and it also helps me not to procrastinate. That way, I am aware of what's happening. So my day doesn't start the morning of, my day actually starts the night before, and it has made a huge difference. Which kind of leads me into the next one, speaking of the night before. A small little habit that I changed is I've started resetting my kitchen at night. Waking up to a fresh, clean kitchen gives me the best start to the day. I feel like I can tackle anything if I don't walk in and there's tons of dishes and a mess everywhere. If everything's clean and set and ready to go, it really helps change my whole mindset. It is not about having a perfect kitchen, but it's about giving tomorrow a fresh start. This is a small habit that I have carried with me for many years and something that I've kind of shifted in it that really helps me more now in the stage of life that I'm in. And that is focusing on positives. Before you're like, oh brother, we're going to focus on the positive. I want to acknowledge that life is difficult. Life can be super hard. But the way that this little small habit has changed me has done such a great thing for my mental health. So when I think about positivity, I think about focusing on the good. If I focus on the good and try and find the good in any situation, whoa. My mental health is 1,000,000 times better. It's about where you choose to stay mentally. If I want to stay in the bad, well, then I'm just going to wallow in it, and that's what my whole life is going to feel like. But if I choose mentally to go to the positive, well, then that's where my life is going to go, and it's going to feel so much more upbeat and so much more positive. Now, I know that this is a difficult habit to change, but in every situation, even when it's bad, I always try and think, what is something good that's coming out of this? And it really has changed my entire life. Don't get me wrong, I still have hard days, but I just don't unpack and live there anymore. Which then leads me into my next small habit that I have, and that is doing something daily for my mental health. For me personally, that is doing a Bible study. When I get in the Word with the Lord, oh my goodness, start off my day like that, I am so much happier. I feel so much more grounded, so much more focused. And then I know the Lord's walking with me, and I love that. And it really changes my mindset, gives me that positive outlook that I was looking for in the last habit. And when I start that daily mental health habit of my Bible study, it helps me to start the day not feeling so scattered. Nobody likes to start the day feeling scattered. The more in focus that you feel, the better you're going to feel throughout the day. So I highly suggest that you start each day with what works best for you when it comes to your daily mental health. Sit down and take that time to give yourself that clarity and that focus. And I'll leave some of my favorite Bible studies that I've been doing down below if that's the walk that you would like to do also. Don't forget, if you're enjoying today's video, help me out. Give it a thumbs up, share it, hype it, like it, leave a comment, and let me know after you watch this video, like what is your favorite habit and which one you think that you would implement yourself. So this next one, super intriguing. Hear me out. I plan daily goals and I plan weekly goals. And you're like, okay, what's so intriguing about that? But I make my daily goals small and then I plan a couple big goals for the week. So maybe like today I planned out that, okay, I need to sit down, I need to pay this bill. I want to mail this letter, something that's just like a small little goal that I need to accomplish for the day. But then each week I try to plan something big where like, okay, this week my 2 things I'm going to accomplish is I'm cleaning out my coat closet and I'm cleaning out from underneath my deck because it's just a mess and I want it to be nice for spring. So I try to make the goals things that are actually going to make me feel good when they're done, not things that always just feel like they have to be done. So things that I'm going to enjoy. Every goal doesn't always have to be, just purpose driven. You want it to be purpose driven for a joyful outcome. And another way to think about these goals is I stopped setting myself up to feel like I'm behind. I feel like when I set these goals, I'm actually putting myself ahead. Let's talk about food. I have several goals that involve food. Food is such a big part of our life. And a lot of things revolve around food. So I've started doing something different. Not necessarily different. I've started dedicating myself to these small habits and really, reaping the benefits of it. So the first small goal that I've made is grocery shopping weekly. I have learned that if I try to grocery shop for too far out, I waste food and I lose track of the plan that I had in place. So if I planned to grocery shop for the week, one, it gives me less impulse buying. I know what I'm going in to get. So whether I'm ordering from like my meal service Hungry Root, or maybe I am, planning out meals that I want to buy. I even factor in days where I think we might want to eat out. You have to be flexible and know realistically how you and your family eat. But I have really felt like this has made a really big difference for me. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I was just running to the store to get one thing, because I think I'm going to have that for this week, I would walk out spending $60, $70, $80 on things that I didn't need. So grocery shopping once a week, staying focused on the plan, it makes all the difference. Which flips right into the other small change that I made. And obviously that's meal planning. Now I know meal planning can be overwhelming and people put a little bit too much time and effort into it. I think that one of the things that works best for me is I have realistic expectations on how Jason and I are going to eat. We are always not going to make some big elaborate dinner, some home cooking great meal. Some nights we're going to have, a box of tuna helper. Literally. And so I know that. So I now plan that way. I'm like, you know what? This week I'm going to meal plan and I'm going to do, 2 or 3 really awesome home cooked meals. And the rest of the nights are going to be super simple things to eat. Maybe we're having breakfast for dinner. Maybe we're having sandwiches, little things like that. I think sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves that we think that we have to make just over the top fantastic meals, or we're not doing what we feel like we're supposed to be doing. But realistically, I'm tired. I don't always want to cook these things and do these types of gorgeous, yummy meals. I'm like, here, have a bowl of cereal and be happy. I can't be the only one that feels like that. So now I realistically plan those meals out that way because I know that that's going to work best for me, and I highly suggest that for you. Woo, this next one could almost choke me up, and you're going to be like, what? This next one is I have stopped focusing on body image. We talk all about food and eating, and as we age, our bodies change. Holy cow, do they change. I might weigh the same that I weighed 10 years ago, which I do, but my body does not look the same. And I have learned to let that body image go. And now I focus more on energy, how I'm feeling, stress, fatigue. These are the types of things that I focus on, not what my body necessarily looks like. Sure, I want it to look good. I want it to look healthy, but I don't make that the main priority. Don't spend so much time trying to fix your body. Spend so much time trying to take care of it. Which goes into the next one, which I love how all of these are going together. But one of the things that I've done is I have started lifting weights and walking. Not so much cardio. I just feel like for this stage in life that I'm in, lifting weights, trying to get some muscle into these little puny arms and my legs and keeping that is so important. I, have seen people as they're aging and they're not moving their bodies, and then it's more and more difficult for them to move. And I don't want that. So I have the mindset that, okay, I need to stay strong and I need to stay moving. Working out for me isn't about how I look. Working out is about how I feel. I don't want to feel weak. And I was going through a period of time just because of the illness that I have, that I would feel weak. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to focus on not feeling weak and getting strong and moving my body. So those small little habits, those little changes really can make or break you in life. So keep that in mind. So my next habit is having high protein snacks. I've really learned to start focusing on protein. I never knew what a difference it could make in my life for me personally. And whoa, baby, it's made a huge difference. So if I have readily available protein snacks, I have beef jerky, I have hard-boiled eggs, I'm eating yogurt, chicken. Just things to where I feel like when I go to get a snack, it's not just wasted calories. I love protein bars, but you have to make sure you buy the right protein bars. Keep that in mind, because some are just full of fluff and they don't really actually do for you what you need. They're high, they can be too high calorie, but not enough protein. So making those right decisions on having those protein snacks available can really help you when you're super hungry and you need something, because then when you eat the protein snack, it fills you up and you're just not in a repetitive cycle of thinking that you always need a snack. If I don't have tuna available, if I don't have hard-boiled eggs available, if I don't eat lean chicken, if I'm not eating the right protein bars and different things like that, I will make a bad choice every single time, which in turn goes into the next one. And the small habit that I've changed is I now eat until I'm full. I used to restrict myself. I am a calorie counter and I used to restrict myself. But if I did not eat until I'm full, what's going to happen? I'm just going to be hungry. I'm going to focus on being hungry. I'm going to be wanting more snacks, and then I'm going to fill myself with empty calories. So when I sit down to eat dinner, I focus more on, if I'm still hungry, eat some more chicken, eat some more salad, eat more veggies, that type of thing. Don't get so hung up on a number of calories that you think that, oh, that's it. I guess I just got to starve. That has changed my mindset and done wonders for me also, because I was going around hungry all the time. You put those restrictions on yourself, you're just going to be miserable and you're going to set yourself up for failure. So eat until you're full. But make sure that you eat until you're full with the right things for your body, not the wrong things. This next small habit really made a huge difference. I have started rotating my weekly fruits and veggies and even snacks, because I was getting so bored. I felt like I was eating the same thing over and over. They say you crave what you eat. 100% believe it. If I'm eating healthy, that's what I start craving. If I'm eating bad, well, that's what I'm always craving. Sweets. I was getting bored. Maybe I was in the kick where this week I'm eating bananas and my favorite yogurt a lot. And I keep getting that. And then it's like, oh, this is so boring. I don't want to keep eating this. So small habit that I changed is rotate. This week we're going to do more like apples and cottage cheese and, peppers. And next week we're going to do, flip it around, because if you don't keep rotating it, you're going to become so bored. Because if I'm getting tired of them, guess what happens? I won't eat them. And then there comes the bad choices. So rotate your fruit and veggies and your different little snacks each week. You'll then feel like each week you're getting something new and it's fun. And you can do that as a part of your meal planning that you did for that week. So keep that in mind. I hope these small little habits that I have changed into my life can maybe make a difference in yours. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you guys again next week. Bye-bye.